Welcome to the presentation of Design Awareness in Theory-Based Pewter Design, a case study, presented by Siti Mastura Ishaq, Nur Azin Hamidun, and Raza Ibrahim. The design industry in Malaysia is very diversified and continues developing without compromising the innovation context. Thus, this design phenomenon has mediated, such as the pewter product industry, as contributor that balances the invention culture. This research intended to study the awareness among the designers regarding the distinctive influence of pewter products and necessity for it to be reflected in every aspect of marketing strategy, experience, as well as the design image. Also, as an effort to search for the concept adaptation by the Malay designers from the source of their inspiration in Malaysia, the study observed the existence of design philosophy and thought references based on the Islamic design concept and the Malay Principal of Aesthetic in the Malaysian pewter motifs. Therefore, it could help them to be more innovative in their design and invention, considering the previous critical design thoughts based on the needs and requirements of local community. This research brings an effort to sustain the product design culture to a more exclusive level. Previous studies have shown efforts by the art and design practitioners to raise the quality of their invention through the emphasis of every designer's awareness on the design process. The functional aesthetic theory, as suggested by Howard Rosati and Kenneth R. Trapp in 2007, this theory explains the integration between type, use, and function, design, workmanship, craftsmanship, and the tools that involved. The issues related to the theory application in design have been discussed by previous scholars such as Connor and Turner, arguing on the negation of the interaction between theory and design. Their study provides reference to designer who deals with the cultural aspect as a constitutive factor in their interaction with functional aesthetic. According to Lin 2007, discussed on the development and contribution of the product, taking an example, the application of the local traditional art as conceptual idea. His approach provides a benchmark based on the design theory from the supported scholars to assess the designers' communication with their local culture and heritage, and how they relate such experiences in design process, which is implementation, transliteration, identification. An analysis by Abdul Halim Ali 2008 on the structure of a wood carving focuses to understand the adaptation of the aesthetic principle and element of art by a local experienced craftsman based on the theory by Claude Humbert, Keith Critchlow, Kuzamzam, and Siti Zainon, also Syed Ahmad Jamal. Despite the abundance of local art theories of reference in design, he raises an issue on the tendency of a new generation of craftsmen who uses the engraving without initiative to understand the unique philosophy behind each creation. Meanwhile, Chen 2003 and Kuhn 1990 discussed on the pewter development in the crafts industry from the technology and market aspects. They identified that one of the factors to fulfill the mission in this industry is the design factor that proves design is a top priority in the pewter industry. This is supported by temporal remarks that an elegant design that considers high taste and able to bring a product to a higher level. This research has identified that there is no integration and application of design theory, which is the Malay aesthetic theory, as a benchmark in the design of pewter product. Furthermore, lack of understanding about the philosophy of idea, which is theme, and motif that is being used causes the designers unable to manifest the concept in their creation. Due to this reason, designers tend to just copy and paste an identified concept without concerning on its value and meaning in their work. The aim of the study, this research intended to study the awareness among the designers regarding the distinctive influence of a pewter product and the necessity for it to be reflected in every aspect of marketing strategy, experience, as well as the design image. Herewith, article form design was analyzed to pursue the designer thoughts through theme sourcing process based on theories established in Malay world. The research will also investigate how the designers develop in their idea more positively with the awareness of the importance of theory in the pewter product design. The research was conducted on the development of its design consists of the element of design and the context of thoughts such as the style, design concept, technical aspect, and the aesthetic value. The product sample was taken from the collection of Alif and Arabesque by Royal Selangor International, Malaysia. Sample was selected by identified as a multi-design and function, have a suitable visual idea, and the physical appearances that is potential to be studied in depth in the context of formalistic and the designer's thought. This research is conducted using both qualitative and quantitative methods through document analysis, which is archival study, interviews, and physical observation at Royal Selangor International. The research covers only a specific product. Therefore, the respondent was selected amongst those who is directly involved with the collections. The interview was done to get the designer's understanding and sensitivity regarding the design processes, which consists of the following issues. The table shows the list and codes which representing the respondent, alif and arabesque collection which involved in this particular research. The identified respondents are standard product designer, special order designers, covers, design manager, marketer, and design advisor. They was coded as PRK1 to 6, PSR, and PGR, while for the two groups of sample selected was KAR for arabesque and KAL for alif collection. The bar chart shows that the level of understanding among the designers for KAR and KAL can be divided into several categories, which is not sure, weak, moderate, good, and very good. The result from the interview shows that only 13% of the respondents understands their design. Meanwhile, half of the respondents have a good knowledge, while the remaining 38% have a moderate knowledge in the design. The next slide shows the analysis of the creative awareness, the aesthetic theory by Zakaria Ali. The convergence of local Malay art theory has not been taken seriously by the young designers. They do not realize the implication of the design without looking at the creation from the context of the Malays. The adjustment of the Malay art theory will reveal its existence and implementation in the context of KAR and KL designer thought. Referring to 6 Principal of Aesthetic by Zakaria Ali, importance to unveil the thoughts of the KAR and KL designer is the main priority. The results are discussed now. First, fineness. This principle was a medium that combines the media and the design components in harmony. In the context of KAR and KAL, the designers were able to search the identity of the Islamic art to be transformed into an object that reflects the designer's skill. Explains that they were able to think critically even under the pressure due to limitation of time, function, and market demand. The principle of fineness should always be considered in the designer's mind, as it will cause effect and defect in the design process. Second principle, function. This is important that each invention to become a useful product. In line with this functional principle, the pewter produced is appreciated both through its functional and aesthetic value, which agreed by all the interview respondents. The KAR and KAL products are purposely invented to fulfill the function and application needs. Unity. The unity principle involves a concept of integration. For the KAR and KAL products, the unity principle can be seen when there is an integration of idea with its purpose by the designers. Zakaria Ali defined each creation must have start and ends. For example, PRK4 and 5 design KAR through a matching of motif and form, message delivery and meaning, as well as the purpose of function towards emotion. The designers for KAL, which is PRK1, PRK2, PRK3, design consistently using a computer-aided software according with the unity concept. The structure of the heart ornamentation and the arrangement of the basic form of the motif are strong and is not distracted by central ornament. Subsequently, the designer successfully injected the unity principle into the creation of design. The contrast principle in Malay art concerns on designer as well as the audience attention. This application of conception is intended to evaluate and search for the solution for the conflict arises during the design process. KAR and KAL was designed according to this principle, which is reflected in the element of colors like pewter and mahogany, material, timber and pewter, sizes, high and low, and also the manipulation of sentence that control the theme sensitivity. The symbolism Is this a factor that determines the unity between the form and its content? The design process for KR and KL is proven to have a direction and a certain symbolism, besides the practicality aspect. The designer for KR and KL will realize that a certain message or story needs to be reflected in their creation. The situation where the design is not clear with the theme, it is possible for a skillful audience and art practitioner to access the existence of element symbolism in a product. The last principle by Zakaria Ali theory is significant. The significant principle in product can be seen in KR and KL products. The product with such principle was observed in terms of form, motifs, and the hard lettering used in the product. This evaluation is by two kinds of evaluation, which is intrinsic and extrinsic. By intrinsic, an adaptation of a clear and dominant image will help the designer and audience to understand the delivered idea, which is agreed by PRK6, PGR, and PSR, which provide a positive feedback during the purchase of KAR products by audience because the design is understandable, while the extrinsic evaluation is the designers for KAR products set for extrinsic design, which gets a different feedback from the audience, which is agreed by PRK1 and until 3, which the audience requires an additional information, such as individual product leaflet besides the verbal explanation by PSR, which is due to the complex design development process. Then we come to the end of our presentation, which is conclusion and discussion. It is clear that designer awareness is the most important kind of issue. The adjustment and the establishment of art and design theory during the development process have an important contribution as an added value to the product. The overall findings is when the success of a product relies on the designer's critical thinking in regards to what he wishes to deliver. Thus, a success of a product will make it different in kind of industry. The understanding of the theme and theory of design is a vital issue in the initial stage. The only differences are the level of knowledge and experience. Nevertheless, the overall respondents have shown an understanding about a theme. The good management of all limitation, which is challenges and problems, they will be able to transform the art theory into a good creation. Furthermore, the assessment reveals that designers have considered the principles of a Malay aesthetic art theory in their invention. This is because they realize a product shall not only have a commercial intention. Thus, an appropriate value should be set in line with the efforts in developing a good design. As a conclusion, a success design can be considered as a dynamic product. According to Hallin and Perk 1990, a dynamic product achieved is a successful design, higher charge rate, and ultimately give a high profit result, covers every aspect and the overall process involved in the creation, which is design development, construction and practical process, construction duration, and the product producer's requirement, especially in having an awareness about the product realization based on art and design theory. Thank you for listening.